From Chicago streets to the courts beat, Sal, Scott, Dan on the podcast seat. Bulls breaking news, talking stats and views. Every player, every play, we never lose. Horns over hoops, where the Bulls troop. From game analysis to fan scoop.
What is good, Horniac Nation and Bulls fans worldwide? And welcome back to another action-packed episode of the Horns Over Hoops podcast, featuring your host, Sal Bass, Dan Gracie, and Scotty B, the coach. The trio is back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Scotty B and Dan Gracie were on hiatus, but now we're back. The three strands of rope. Insert Three Ninja reference here. You ever see that? Like
Okay.
Three strands of rope? Come on, man. Don't tell me you didn't watch Three Ninjas when you were a kid.
For the Three Ninjas, can I be Tum Tum?
I don't know. I feel like I'm more the appetite guy. Tum Tum always eating. I'm always eating. You can. You could be Colt, because Colt had a sweet bowl cut, and I remember you had a sweet bowl cut.
I did back in the day. I did.
Scott would be Rocky because he's full of intelligent things.
Scott's Hulk Hogan.
How dare you? How dare you?
Gentlemen, how we doing? How was your guys' long week? I know you guys weren't featured on the show, but before we get into it, I know we're going to cover it, but did you guys watch any of the All-Star game?
I didn't watch the dunk contest. I heard it was terrible. I saw the highlights. I don't know the player's name, but I saw him eat shit off the bounce off the side of the glass.
Jace Richardson.
And then I saw sure. And then I saw they claimed it was a free throw dunk, but his foot was clearly past the free throw line and it was just a normal dunk. And yeah, I saw a bunch of like normal ass dunks and I was just like, yeah, this is dead. And then the 3-point contest, I saw Dame win. I was happy for him, but confused because I was like, dude, how do you qualify for this? And then I did watch the All-Star game of the two Team USA versus the world. And I thought that was really cool. I liked that. I liked that a lot. Yeah. They should continue doing that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say All-Star weekend's back. Like slight improvement, I guess. Like very slight.
Yeah, I can't wait to cover this. I mean, we'll briefly skim on it. I mean, All-Star Week came and went, but I do feel like there was a lot of good takeaways that the NBA could take into next year, improve on and tweak it, because it did seem like the players were, for lack of better words, trying more than usual. So, Scotty B, don't think I forget.
Wemby.
Yeah, facts. Scotty B, don't think I didn't forget about you over there. No quarter zip today. You're rocking a bird button up. What's going on?
It was 60 degrees the other day, so it was like, it's summertime.
Nope, fake.
Yeah.
Welcome to second winter.
Yeah. It's going to snow tomorrow.
Welcome to Chicago.
All-Star game Saturday, I turned it on at 7 o'clock thinking, okay, it's going to be on. Nope, it's over.
Yeah.
And I forgot, primetime Olympics are on. So NBC told them, go do it at 2 p.m. So I turned it on
Kick rocks.
I turned it on and then it was just everybody standing at the commentator's desk, and I forgot the guy's name that won. He just had his trophy. And then I was like, is it over? And then that was it. And then I didn't want to go watch because it sounded stupid. All-Star game, thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah.
The fact that Wemby was pissed after game one, he was so mad.
Yeah.
And it was like, you could tell that kind of put the fire under everybody, and then everybody started trying. So I'm so glad. I was just like, I did not want to see the whole like, oh, you just get to run by me and do a dunk or something like that. That wasn't happening. It, like the first game, it started a bit like that, and then they actually stepped it up. Every game went basically down to the wire, so it was really good. So I liked it. And then Scotty Barnes, he was on fire all game, which impressed me. It's just like, you never hear about Scotty Barnes, and he's just like, he comes out and just like goes wild, and I love it.
Yeah, I always forget about Scotty Barnes until like the All-Star break, and then I see him, I'm just like, oh yeah, he's great. He's just in Toronto, and they don't talk about Toronto that much.
Yeah, I can't wait to cover it. It's going to be a good segment because, like I said, a lot of good takeaways from this year. So we got I know I say this every show, but I really do mean it. We have a fantastic show tonight. We're going to be covering everything. Like I just mentioned, we're going to be covering a little bit of the All-Star game. I know it came and went, so we're just going to get a few key takeaways since my co-hosts were on leave. We're going to talk about this status of the Bulls so far and really what to expect for the remainder of the season with the remaining 24 going on 23 games of the season. We're going to be talking about the anti-tanking rules and anti-tanking synopsises that Adam Silver just recently speculated. We're going to play on everyone's favorite game, Scottigory. And then Scotty B is introducing something new, and we're excited to hear about it when we get there. So with that being said, let's start the show off the same way we start every show off, and that's with a little game of Tuesday Trivia. Gentlemen, today's Tuesday Trivia, again, was inspired by the NBA All-Star Game. And that was because one of my favorite games growing up when I was a kid was NBA Jam, okay? And I'm sure everyone else is, if for those of you who don't know what NBA Jam is, I know I'm showing my age. It's basically an NBA game where you're 2-on-2, and it was just a ridiculous style. Everything was a dunk, and it was just a fun game. All the players, it was just a fun game, but I don't need to break it down. But what my question to you is can you gentlemen remember who played on the Chicago Bulls for NBA Jam?
It was B.J. Armstrong and Scottie Pippen.
That is incorrect.
It was B.J. Armstrong, though.
That is incorrect.
Really?
Which version?
The original,
OG
the
version?
1994. So NBA Jam came out March 4th, 1994 for the Sega Genesis. That's the one I'm talking about. Not like the tournament edition, the original one.
So was B.J. on one of the teams? I really remember
Not
playing
on
with
the
B.J.
Bulls.
Armstrong.
That's incorrect.
Was that? No. I'm not looking
Scotty?
up like who was on the Bulls.
Was it Scotty and Horace?
I want to say Scotty.
It was
there.
Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant. Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
absolutely.
I was going to say Dennis Rodman, but I wasn't. I was just like, when did Dennis get on the Bulls?
Do you,
I forget.
you know about the Bulls can't actually win games in that? So
Yeah, what do you mean?
like when you were
distinctly
playing
remember.
against the computer as the Bulls, they made it so your team would be worse because the guy that made it was a Pistons fan. So I think
I
if you
heard
were
about
playing
this.
against the Pistons, you could never win.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But he's a Pistons fan, so he like made the Bulls worse.
Man, now I'm going to go fire up NBA Jam and try this out because, well, one, I miss playing that game, and two, I want to test this theory out. So yes, the original NBA Jam, there was multiple variations throughout the years, including a remake not super long ago where you can cycle through a bunch of teams and mascots. But the original NBA Jam that we grew up and loved featured Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant on the Chicago Bulls. It was actually my second favorite team to play as. Do you guys know who my first favorite team was?
It was the Supersonics.
Sorry,
It was the Supersonics.
Did you find it?
Who was
Did you
the
find
team?
about it?
yeah.
Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, probably.
It was not Gary Payton. It was Sean Kemp. It was somebody else.
Deathless.
Detlef Schrempf. Yes.
Like
man.
the
See, you
tallest
guys-
team ever.
It was so fun to play with, man. Detlef Schrempf was just lacing threes, and I would always like breaking the rim with Sean Kemp. So very good.
All right, Dan, what did you find?
What'd you find, Dan?
All right. So I just Googled, can the Bulls win in NBA Jam? The overall answer is yes, but they were specifically programmed to lose close games against the Detroit Pistons from the creator of it. So
What's
the
the
rig
source?
code is, I just Google, it's the AI overview. Like, hate me if you want, I'm using the AI overview. The rigged code is if the Bulls were tied or down by 2 points against the Pistons with less than 5 seconds left, the game was designed for them to miss the final shot.
Really?
This guy was petty as
I love it.
Can
my
be.
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go test that theory out. Gentlemen, welcome back. Like we mentioned earlier, we briefly touched on it. The All-Star Game, it came and went. It featured, I will say I watched a lot more All-Star Game this year than I thought I would. We'll start with the dunk contest. Obviously, we're not going to take too much time. I really want to get into other issues. I'm going to give you my thoughts of the slam dunk contest. This year's slam dunk contest gave me every single reason why the NBA needs to just scrap the dunk contest altogether. It featured 4 players that, I mean, granted, if they played for your team, you knew them, you know what I mean? But, you know, Jace Richardson, Carter Bryant, Kashad Johnson, and of course, we all know Jackson Hayes, who I'm still a firm believer the only reason why he got invited to the dunk contest is because he threw down a between-the-legs dunk against the Bulls. But I'm sure he is an athletic dunker. But do you feel like the person, my first question to you guys is going to be like, do you feel like the person who should have won. Because I have my I'm not a big
I
fan
didn't
of the
watch
fact
it.
that Kashad won. I think Carter Bryant was a better dunker.
I didn't watch it, so I have no idea. I just saw how terrible it was.
Yeah.
Just like, on
Okay.
Instagram or some shit.
I
know
heard
that
that he shouldn't have won. Like you're saying that he shouldn't have won, but again, didn't watch it. Again, I thought it was on at 7 p.m., so I missed it.
Yeah.
And I did
was
not
on
want to
very
go
late.
back and waste my time.
Yeah, so I'll say this today. This year's dunk contest was a classic example of literally anybody could have won, because I feel like creativity kind of went out the door, and a lot of dunks were won. It was one with a lot of simple-ish dunks. I mean, here's me talking like I can throw down any of the dunks that they'd or dunk at all, but based on dunk contests of the past, like this was a year where it was a very simplified dunk contest. There was no flash. There was no. So it just further bolsters my opinion that dunk contest is a dying breed, and it's unfortunate because that used to be one of my favorite events in the All-Star weekend, but that has since came and went. 3-point contest. This what's funny is if there's one event in the NBA All-Star weekend that is always good for getting the actual stars and superstars to come out, it would be the 3-point contest. And this year it was a loaded list. Of course, sporting Damian Lillard, although he's out for the season, winning it all. I think this was his third or fourth.
I want to say third.
Doing it all while being out for the season. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts on the 3-point contest? It pretty much carries a good audience. Any improvements? Do they need to fix anything? What do you think?
I wouldn't change anything. I'm always, this is going to sound shitty of me to say, but I always enjoy seeing Devin Booker get upset.
Yeah. Scott.
But yeah, I thought it was good.
I think they need to keep inviting clowns like Bobby Portis to do it just because it's funny.
Yeah, I don't know why Bobby thought that he could.
No, I don't know why he
head-scratcher.
was in it, but it's the best thing. It's the best part of Saturday now. I do wish they would, like having Sabrina do the whole thing against Steph was fun. Why not invite some of the WNBA players? But also the WNBA was doing the one-on-one tournaments with the Unrivaled during the same time, which fantastic if you guys didn't watch it. That was really fun. So that was one thing that, I guess they're meeting with several old players to try to figure out what to do. And one of the things they brought up is a one-on-one tournament or a 2-on-2 tournament. But also, I don't know if some of these players' egos can handle losing a one-on-one tournament game, because Jimmy Butler's just going to go in there and beat everybody.
You want to know why
Yeah.
Bobby Portis got invited to the 3-point contest?
Because do they consider him a name or something?
Well, good for him.
How many?
Do you know who else is shooting like that? Io. Where's he?
Minnesota. Let's not bring
That's
up
right.
old
Having a
emotions.
great
Also,
time in Minnesota.
How many shots? How many 3-point shots does Bobby take per game though?
I don't bother looking. Anyway,
Like he
so
might be
yeah,
high,
I,
but
I
he
have,
might be taking like.
I have no
3
thoughts
threes a
on the
game or some
3-point
shit.
contest. I honestly, I just wish they would go back to the old school 5 racks with 1 money ball. I feel like they got a little bit too creative with it, and I don't need a 4-point ball. I don't need the starry ball. I don't need a rack of money balls. I like the 4 shots and a money ball. But other than that, I still enjoy watching it.
You gotta have the
All-Star game?
starry
What's that?
sponsors. You gotta have the starry sponsors.
Make the starry money ball. I mean, I don't care. Put their name on the court. I don't handle advertisement. The All-Star game, gentlemen, we were kind of reluctant about this All-Star game, and it turns out this happened to be a pretty good product. I mean, I'm not going to say it's flawless. I'm a firm believer that it should still be East and West. I had a commenter the other day. I wish I remembered the name. I'll give you your credit later. Said that he would like to see it go back to East versus West with the ability to capture home court advantage in the finals for that. Now, Scott, I think we had an episode where
baseball way.
Yes, that's what it was. It was you said baseball does the same thing. I don't really follow the MLB too much, forgive me, but it kind of gives players a little bit more to play for, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, bringing it back to this year, it featured 2 Team USA teams against 1 World All-Stars. And I'll be honest with you, I was a firm believer that there was no chance that Team USA could have handled the talent that was on the World, because let's just face it, man, there's a lot more talent in the world nowadays that's just all over the world. Like the NBA itself, USA players, like we still have a good list, don't get me wrong, but I feel like top 3 players in the league are already world players.
You could argue top 5.
Exactly.
Also, they didn't play.
Oh, yeah, Luka didn't play. Luka didn't play. Giannis didn't
Luka,
play.
Giannis,
Jokic.
Yeah, they didn't play.
Shea. Yep, I see what you. But just looking at it from a step back, it's like, man, like I'm really grateful that the NBA has turned into like a world basketball instead of just who we can get from these contiguous United States. So I liked it. I liked how competitive they got. I liked that there was a 12-minute time limit and then it was like round robin. I did enjoy that. Again, though, I would like to stick to East versus West with no captains picking sides, like just East West. Winner of the East West tournament wins home court advantage in the finals. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below on how they should handle the All-Star game, because it looks like they're on the right track, but still not quite there. But it's getting better. It's getting better. So, and actually, before we get to the Bulls, I'd like to ask you guys a question, because I was scrolling through the Twitter sphere like I always do, and I read something, or I might have even heard it on TV, and I heard somebody say that this team, was it USA Stripes or Stars, whatever the young team was, Stars, that you're looking at the next team USA in the Olympics. So it got me scratching my head that, well, that's a very real possibility. And I'm wondering, what players would you guys put on Team USA? Let's see, you guys are the coach of the Olympic team representing the US of A. Who are you putting on the roster?
Scott, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I'll start. As Eric Spoelstra, as you can tell, that's what I look like.
The one time you don't look like a coach.
Yeah. You're obviously starting point guard. You got Cade Cunningham. Anthony Edwards is your 2. Jaylen Brown's probably your 3. You could probably switch those either way, 2 or 3. Jason Tatum's your 4, and Duran's probably your 5. And then Halliburton and Brunson are on the team. I think Devin Booker will make it, but you could also put in Maxey. Either one of those could go. I think Donovan Mitchell makes the team still. Cooper Flagg and Jalen Johnson will probably make the team.
A Cooper Flagg.
And then Chet Holmgren is probably your other center. I think there's several players that, well, I want to hear what Dan says, but I got a couple players that I think could possibly sneak in. They're kind of like, they'll be invited to camp. I just don't know if they'll make the team.
One player that, before I get to Dan's question, we mentioned him earlier. What about Scotty Barnes? Because I feel like he's kind of an underlooked and underappreciated player. Where would you say he fit? I was really liking.
He's one of the players I had as he's going to get invited to camp. I just don't know if he's better. He's kind of one of those guys that are on the outside, I think. Like, he's a good defensive player that can score, but would you put him over Donovan Mitchell or Devin Booker is the question. Or Jalen Johnson or Cooper Flagg. It's like, it's hard. But yeah, I got some players that I think will make it to camp, but I don't know if they'll make the team. So I want to hear what Dan says.
All right. Dan Gracie.
So the way I did this was I only picked players that took part in the All-Star game. Cooper Flagg's not on here. Halliburton's not on here. I only have one player that didn't partake in All-Star weekend, but he's coming back later this season. So for point guard, I put Curry, Cade, and Jalen Bronson. At the 2, I put Ant, Booker, and Jaylen Brown. Small forward, I put KD, Kawhi, and Tatum. And then front court for power forward, I put Chet, Scotty Barnes, and maybe LeBron, because LeBron doesn't. No, I know. I put a question mark next to LeBron because I was just like, he'll be so old by then. Like, maybe he could just sit on the sidelines and coach like he always does. For center, I put Duran, Jalen Johnson, and Big Cat. I know Big Cat played for the world, but he has dual citizenships. He can play for Team USA.
Yeah, solid list. And honestly, I like that list because it's a good mashup of veterans and new players. Like, so I'm shocked not one of you guys said Steph Curry's going to the Team USA anymore.
I did.
Dan did.
The first person I said.
Curry is also hinted at saying he's not going to play. He's already said it. I think the only player that's been there before, other than Devin Booker and guy that's done it several times, is KD may do it, just because I think he's playing.
He's a hooper.
But also at that point, I don't know, maybe some more group chats will come out and he won't be invited.
Maybe. You said you had a couple players you say may make it. Who were they?
I think players that'll be invited to camp, I don't know if they'll make the team, but Stephen Castle, you can definitely, I think he'll make it to camp. Maxey, obviously. Con Knipple, if he stays on the course he's on. Derek White, I think just because he's been on the team before, I think he'll get invited, but he might be too old at that point. Scotty Barnes, which you talked about. Brandon Ingram, since he's gone to Toronto, has turned into he seems way more comfortable. Paolo Banchero, if he can stay healthy, I think he'll get invited to camp.
Better play for Team Italy.
He might. He really might.
If he play for team. If he's eligible.
Bam Adebayo, he's been on the team several years, so may get invited. Evan Mobley, Donovan Klingon.
Yeah.
He's averaging like 11 rebounds a game and like 13 points. I think that's a guy that you could definitely bring on there. And then Mitchell Robinson too.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, all good names. All
and then probably
names.
Kyle Kuzma, because you should.
What?
No.
All right.
I really don't think, I think a lot of the players from the previous years will not be on the team, just because I don't think they want to do it. Like LeBron's going to be retired. Yeah. Plus he won't play if Bronny can't be on the team. So there's that. And then KD, I think, is the only one that would try to do it, just because I think he loves playing for Team USA. Same with Curry, but I just don't, I think I think Curry's kind of going down, like stepping back. He's looking into his mini golf career. So
awesome. You know what? You know who I didn't hear mentioned in any of your guys' lists? Any Chicago Bulls players. And gentlemen, we've gotten to the point of the show where we're going to be talking about these.
Well, Josh Giddey will be playing for Team Australia.
Okay.
And
I didn't say Team USA.
Noah Senge may be playing for Team France. Maybe, but we'll see.
But definitely not Team USA.
Definitely not Team USA. Gentlemen, we played one game since the All-Star break. Since we're on the opposite side of the All-Star break now, we're looking at the back end of the season here with the remaining 24 games left to play. A lot of Bulls fans are really upset at this team, and it's kind of dividing the community. I've seen the most hate online now. Like we've been mediocre for many years, and I feel like more recently we're receiving more and more hate for this Bulls teams. I'm hoping that me and the co-hosts here can kind of convince you to take a look at these games from a different angle and not so much read between the lines, more or less. So we'll start this we'll start the session off with the usual status of the Bulls so far. Gentlemen, the Bulls are 24-32 this season. We're still 4th in the division, and we are 12th in the Eastern Conference, so slowly trending towards the bottom parts of this Eastern Conference standings here. We have not won a game since the acquisition of these new stars, and I want to say we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. The last 11 games, we've lost 10 of them. We are 1-11 in the last 10 games. So, and the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people are signaling towards this is the Bulls kind of, for lack of better words, I don't want to say tanking because I hate that word, but the Bulls are not really concerned about winning too many basketball games. I'll say that. So, gentlemen, with the first part of the season behind us and now looking towards building in the future, what can you expect of the last 24 games? What should Bulls fans really be watching when they watch the games rather than looking for the W?
Right. So the way I approach the games now post deadline is like, I'm still a Bulls fan, but I'm not watching the Bulls games as a fan. I'm more watching it like as a mindset of a scout, because apparently the rest of the season for the Bulls is just a tryout for all the like 1-year deals that we have for like Anfernee Simons, Yobs, even Trey Jones.
No, 3. We just signed him.
He's a 3-year.
We have 8 restricted free agents on this team.
Colin Sexton,
Ivy,
Jaden Ivey.
Richards.
So like all these 1-year contracts that we acquired, they're legit. It's a tryout. And so far, I would say no to a lot of them. And the fact that the only thing about this team that I'm currently upset about is team chemistry. Like with this All-Star break, you didn't have a game until we're recording this on Friday. You didn't have a game till yesterday, Thursday. You would think that they would get in the gym or spend time with each other and try to build a chemistry for on the court. But I don't think they have been doing that. And I think that's one of the reasons why Giddey just didn't look good last night. So yeah, I'm approaching this as like, all right, let's see what like these young-ish players that we acquired have in the tank. And let's see if any of them are worth, building not really around, but a building block that we can, work with. Maybe Ivy right now, but like given what he said today, I don't even know about that anymore. So, I mean, it's going to be a rough rest of the season for us. I think the Bulls are only going to win maybe 10 games.
10 out of, hey,
Maybe.
if they win 10 out of 25.
10 out of 20?
I didn't even think they would win 10 total
I mean,
at the last 32, so that's good.
10 is a high number for me.
Yeah.
I'll
be happy with
So,
5.
Yeah, like honestly.
Very good. Yeah. I like that rendition because, it sucks and I will get to Scott, I apologize. It is kind of sucking that your team is now going through a change in identity. It really does kind of take the wind out of your sails to give you that motivation to watch the games, because it's no fun watching the games knowing that your team is essentially, it looks like an LA Fitness team where you just put a bunch of players together and play around. And, they're hooping, they're not playing team basketball. And given the injuries, given the lack of team chemistry, and given all the variables that you can, it does make for a pretty lackluster watching experience. But I do like the fact that now it gives me an opportunity to watch the game in a different mindset, more so of a who can we carry into the next season and build around. So I do like that answer. I really do. Scotty B, what do you got?
Team sucks. We know it, but there are some pretty big bright spots. And Jalen Smith came back from injury, showed he's a starting center in this league. And I'm so glad we kept him. I think Josh Giddey and Trey Jones, again, they haven't played with this team. They don't have the chemistry. They'll figure it out. It's going to take a bit, but they'll figure it out together. Hopefully Giddey can work with some of these guys too and work on their passing, or the team just needs to cut down on turnovers. It's bad. But I don't know. It's kind of a tryout. What I'm worried about really is because so many moves were made that AK is going to overpay for someone, i.e. like what we did with Patrick Williams, because he can't admit that he was wrong. I am very worried about that, and I feel like it's going to be Anfernee Simons. He is a worse Kobe White, and I'm going to be so mad when we give him $30+ million.
I mean,
he is a worse Kobe White. You need to understand that. He shoots 15 threes a game. He shoots like 32% from 3. He does not get to the line. He can't get rebounds. He barely gets assists. He's a worse Kobe White. He ruins the dynamic of the game, which I hate. I wish he would drive more. I wish all that. But again, Jaden Ivey, we don't know what's going on with him, so I want him to get out there more. Rob Dillingham has shown flashes. As much as I've talked shit about Rob Dillingham, he's shown some flashes. He's still not a good player, and I really think he's about to lose all his playing time with everybody coming back. But I think it's just like, can we see the guys from before work their way back into what they were and work the chemistry? So this might be a good move, or something that we see if how fast they do it, because this is going to be a whole brand new team next year. So if they can pick it up quickly, we know Josh Giddey's coming back next year. So if he can pick it up with these guys, he can pick it up with anybody.
I agree.
So when we have LeBron James next year, it's going to work perfectly.
Stop it.
And Bronny.
Stop it. None of them. Yeah, that's the thing is one of the I mean, both of you, we all three of us highlighted is the team lacks chemistry, and that's because this was, like I said on the episode with Justin. If you haven't checked that out, please do check that out. That was a great episode, and I do have news about that coming later on in the episode that I'm very excited to announce. But we probably made some of the most changes we've ever made as an organization this year at the trade deadline. We acquired so many new players that a majority of them have an expiring contract. So with only 30 games left to play in the season, you really gotta you really got to tinker and be mad scientists with your lineup, because you only have 30 games to see what this team has, or what each player possesses. And doing that with a team that has not played together and they're all new, it's really hard, because the fact that the team does not have the opportunity to gel and mold and become that chemistry and acquire that chemistry that you would when you have, let's say, a team where you just make 1 or 2 trades, you get two or three new players, you rover them in, and they kind of fit with the team around them. When you have an entire new team, I mean, that's a recipe for disaster when it comes to chemistry, which is why, like Scott alluded to, we're turning the ball over a lot. We had 11 turnovers last night against the Toronto Raptors, which is abysmal. It's also as expected, because this
that
team
was
does
11 turnovers in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's what I said. Did I say first quarter?
Yeah, I thought you just said 11 turnovers the whole game. Was
11 turnovers in the first quarter. And again, it's because when a team has played together for not even a long time, at least a year of experience, you start learning each player's movements. Like, you know that, all right, I know Jalen Smith is going to cut on this play. I know that Matas is going to, set the screen and then fall back. With a new team like this, you're kind of just anticipating, which is why this season you've seen a lot of the ball being thrown to an area more than to the act. My concern of this team that I'd like to see a little bit more, and this doesn't take chemistry to do so, and that is, guys, come to the ball. I mean, Stacey King was about ready to have a coronary on set yesterday, because he kept saying, come to the ball. We have 5 Bulls players on the court. 4 of them are watching the ball handler being smothered, and nobody is coming to help him with that ball. When you see the guy at the top of the key is getting smothered, leave your guy, come run and grab the ball from him, and reset the play. I mean, they're getting absolutely eaten alive with that. And those are just little tips that you can do to, I don't want to say be more, it's not going to change the chemistry at all, but it's definitely going to limit the turnovers, because you're not going to be forcing as many bad passes. So as far as the remaining parts of the games, who I've liked so far, I mean, I'll be honest with you, they're not giving Anfernee Simons $30 million, because when your best player on the team and Josh Giddey is only getting 25, you're not getting 30 million. Let's put it this way. Anfernee Simons is my favorite player on the team right now, because I've liked him since he was in Portland, and I've come to the terms that I'm only watching him for 30 games in a Bulls uniform, because he's not going to take a pay cut, and we're not going to re-sign him for multiple years on a big deal, like I just said. So I'm already anticipating he's not coming back unless he wants to take less money. The only way I'd see him doing that is if we're pushing towards a real team and a real shot. It's not likely to happen.
Well, he might do the Dennis Schroeder route, and how like Schroeder asked the Lakers for like so much money, and then he went around the league, and no one was just like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah. And that's what I fear, because like I said, I like the guy. I don't want anything bad to happen. But accordingly, signing a player like that is probably not in our best interest. Jaden Ivey, you guys touched on it. Some really disturbing news about Jaden Ivey, especially after receiving his first coach's decision did not play, is that Jaden Ivey himself said, and I quote, "I'm not the same player that I used to be. That's why. I'm not the J.I. I used to be. The old J.I. is dead. I'm alive in Christ no matter what the basketball setting is." And that's Jaden Ivey on his did not play decision. What does that tell you? That means that, one, he's not fully healed from his leg injury. He does not trust his leg on his leg injury. And he's already, and I hate to speculate, but it kind of means like going forward, he's not going to be that flashy guy anymore. He's going to take a step back and worry about the health of his body more than anything. And that's going to kind of hurt us in our development, because we're expecting big things from Jaden Ivey. Now, I'm not going to close the door on the Jaden Ivey regime and say that he's going to be, a wasted asset going forward. He could still turn in to be a fundamentally good ball player, because you're forgetting that, like Sean Livingston had a terrible leg injury. Paul George had one of the most disgusting leg injuries I've ever seen, and they still turned out to be very good players. But it's going to take him time to come out of his shell, and that'll come with confidence. But, Rob Dillingham is showing signs of being a really good ball player. And what I like about Rob Dillingham is he's under contract, and he's under contract with the 2 guys in front of him being Josh Giddey and Trey Jones, who could really mentor him and kind of hone his point guard skills in and really become the player that he's supposed to be, as opposed to the player that you've seen. Again, I take what I see with Rob Dillingham with a grain of salt, because the chemistry isn't there. He's still a very young and new, and he still has room to grow. He's not damaged goods. I'm really excited to see what the future holds with Rob Dillingham.
His best aspect is his passing, and what better
Yes.
player to learn from than Josh Giddey?
Yes, exactly. Very exactly. Right on the head. With that being said, with us kind of losing as many games as we are, again, I'm pretty much speculating that the Bulls are now looking towards getting a better spot in the draft. And it just so happens to be that the year that the Bulls are set up to get a good draft pick is the year that Commissioner Adam Silver finally comes out and says, hey, we're going to institute some anti-tanking laws. So which, if for those of you who have not been following along what Commissioner Silver has said, he said he made it very clear that teams tanking or intentionally losing their games and pulling their players to improve their position in the draft lottery won't be tolerated, and it will result in penalties. He's even fined a few teams. The Utah Jazz have gotten, a $500,000 fine? A couple other teams have gotten fines as well. Do you guys remember? Pacers, where they get $100K?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Whenever teams get fined, I don't care about the money. They're loaded.
Facts. So, gentlemen, now shifting into this segment, I want to address the quote-unquote tanking and what that means for the Bulls as a whole, because the Bulls are set up perfectly because we're set up to lose games, and it will fly under the radar of tanking because, you know what I mean? I don't think this team is intentionally trying to lose by any stretch of the imagination. But a couple scenarios that Commissioner Silver has instituted, or speculated rather, being freeze lottery odds, changing the draft pick protections, ban or limit top 4 picks for repeat teams, two-year lottery odds, expanding the lottery eligibility, and flattening the odds. Any of those jump out at you right away? Like okay, that's a good idea.
I mean, Scott, I'm pretty sure you sent us like the outline or whatever through Reddit. And I liked, most of the things I saw. I mean, I think it's good to like kind of curve tanking, bring it back in. Because, yeah, teams shouldn't be losing intentionally. And plus, like, already if you lose on purpose and have like the worst league or record in the league, you're still not guaranteed the top spot. I mean, was it like the Wizards or some team like tanked 2 years in a row and got like a top 5 pick? It was never the number 1 pick. I forgot what team it was. But yeah, I think it's all good. The only thing that is weird to me is like the tournament that he might create from this. That's the only weird part about it. Like, I don't think we need another tournament. Plus, like, all these teams that want to lose to get a good pick now have to like get a win, like prove that no, we're not as bad as you've seen all season long. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, the teams that are tanking, quote unquote, it's not like, okay, we all know, like, we'll just take the Wizards of last year. You know what I mean? The Wizards weren't trying to tank. I just feel like they lack the talent to be good. You know, they didn't have the talent to compete. But when you have teams like, Indiana pulling, who was the team that was pulling players
Utah.
in the
It was
Utah, pulling players in the fourth quarter with a 10-point lead? Like, that's the stuff that needs to be kind of clamped down on. Before I get into my idea, Scotty B, how can the league help limit the tanking and really make the NBA a place for going after every win?
One of the few things that they brought up, which I 100% agree on, playing teams, you are not a lottery. You should not be in the lottery. I don't care. You're in the playoffs. That 100% be in it. I'm all for changing the protections of, you can only do what was it, top 4 protected, or it's like 14 plus, something like that. So it's like you're gonna get your pick back for teams that are like trying, but like they may not be good enough to make the playoffs. I'm all for that. There was a couple like, hey, you make the conference championship, you can't get the top 4 pick or something like that. Yeah. I don't know if that's a shot at the Pacers or if it's a shot at the Mavericks for getting Cooper Flag, or the fact that Oklahoma has 17 first-round picks the next couple years. So it's kind of just it's kind of screws over Oklahoma City. I really think that's the big thing, or the Knicks are just pissed that the Pacers are possibly going to get the number 1 pick.
I mean, it screws over Oklahoma, but look at it like this. I have 17 picks as Oklahoma City Thunders. All right, if you put that on me, I'm actually set up better because now I can take those first-round picks and trade them for actual stars in the league right now. So I don't want to say make my team better, but it's not really punishing me.
I'm all for that, but I feel like there has to be some sort of exception of injuries because like the Pacers, I don't think are physically tanking. Their team is just terrible. They lost their starting point guard, all-star point guard that Dan doesn't think is going to make Team USA. A guy that you said Lonzo Ball is better than like last year.
I remember that.
Oh my God. Yeah. That I was dead ass wrong about that. Okay. I'll admit that.
No, but they lost their starting center and their starting point guard, both all-stars. So the Pacers just aren't a good team. So it's like it kind of screws them. But teams like Oklahoma who have stocked up on picks, no, you shouldn't be able to get a top 4 pick. I 100% agree on that. But there's some good things. The tournament's stupid. Adam Silver, stop trying to make tournaments happen. They're stupid. No one cares about them. Like, I'm all for it. Really, the PWHL is the best way to do draft picks is literally when your team gets out or like out of the playoffs, every win you get a certain amount of draft points. Whoever has the most draft points at the end of the year wins. So say like the Pacers right now, they're probably out of the playoffs. They'd be starting getting draft points once they got out of the playoffs. The Bulls aren't officially eliminated yet. They wouldn't be starting to get draft points until they're eliminated. That way, teams, if you're eliminated early and you're just a bad team, you're still going to try because you will have a chance to, if you're winning games, you're still getting those draft points. So I think that's the best way to do it. That they're going to try. They're not going to bench players.
No.
The
only caveat to that is that like, okay, let's say, are you talking when you're statistically eliminated from the playoffs? When you're statistically
eliminated from the playoffs is when you start getting points. So say like the team that like the Wizards, if they were out like now, every win they get a certain amount of points compared to a team that's like on the edge like us, where we are not eliminated, but we don't start getting points until we are eliminated. That way we cannot get the top 4 pick. In the actual bad teams can get it, but they're going to still try because they want to get points. It may not work as well because the PWHL is only 8 teams, so it's like they're not that much ahead of each other. Like the teams aren't that much better, but I think it's just fun. It gives you a reason to keep trying.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely an option. I mean, I'm looking over all of these scenarios that he gave out, and honestly, the only fair scenario, and I'm talking truly fair scenario, and you guys are not going to like it, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here, and that is flattening the odds, where every team has the same chance to win. Now, before I get torn a new one here, can we all agree that the other options, there is a way to quote unquote cheat the system and still tank? But if every team in the league there's 30 teams, if every team has a 3% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick, now you take the records off the table. Every win and every loss is taken more seriously because it's like, well, I don't have to intentionally lose games or worry about losing games. You know, it does suck for the teams that are on the poor side of the record table because, you know, let's say you're the Wizards and you win 10 games all year, you only have a 3% chance to get the number 1 overall pick. And if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder and you just win a championship, you got the number. I do see that, but it's the only way of fairly giving everyone a fair shot at the number 1 overall pick and eliminating tanking. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
It should still be teams that, like how it is now, if you don't make the playoffs, you don't get it. If you flatten odds, go for it. I'm fine with that. Yeah. But if anybody that's in the play-in shouldn't make it. So it's literally the worst team. So it's the bottom, what is it? So there's 4 teams in each conference that make the play-in. So 8 teams, bottom 8 teams.
Yeah.
That you flatten the odds for those 8. I think that would be pretty fair.
Yeah.
Okay. I meant league wide though.
No, that's just stupid.
This is too much.
If you make the playoffs, you should not have a chance at the number 1 pick.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree. I'm just saying as far as now, here's the thing. Nowhere did he say he wants to give the bad teams who truly deserve the draft pick the number 1 overall pick. He said he wanted to limit tanking. So the only way to eliminate tanking, and that is the purposeful losing of games in order to gain a better draft pick, the only way to eliminate tanking would be to flatten the odds around the league. Now, I just want to go on record and say I don't like this idea. I don't like this idea, but as speaking from a commissioner standpoint and a fairness standpoint, there really truly is no other fair way to give out the number 1 overall pick than just everyone has the same odds to get the pick. Hey, you know what? There's 30 teams. You each get 10 ping pong balls in the little roller thing. You each have the same % chance of getting the number 1 overall pick. That eliminates tanking. Will it yield a negative dividend? Probably. But accordingly, you'll get rid of your tanking. You see what I mean now? Like, again, I want to stress.
I understand what you're trying to say. It's just, if you make the playoffs, you shouldn't be in the lottery. Like, straight up.
I agree. The whole point of the draft is to build your team better for the future. I 100% agree. And you know what? Maybe increasing contracts for the number 1 overall pick to kind of, I don't know. It's just the only way to truly eliminate tanking would be to just take the losing aspect out of it. Everyone is the same.
Yeah, I think what they should do is take your idea and Scott's idea and kind of use that as like the foundation and kind of like tweak and build around that.
Yeah.
I think like that way you'll find like a fair way to like curve tanking, but still make it fair,
Yeah, because here, I'll give you a scenario. Just because you're a bad team doesn't mean you get the number 1 overall pick. And I don't mean that in a sense of you could get a, luck of the draw. At the trade deadline, I can make a trade with the Wizards and get an unprotected first-round pick and be the likeliness of that happening is very little, but at the same time, I could be a superstar team, trade for some bad team's unprotected first-round pick, and still get a top pick in that draft, and I make the playoffs and possibly, so there's no way to truly eliminate it unless you take it all out the window and be like, everyone's the same. You all have the same amount of chance to win. So I'm very interested to see what Commissioner Silver comes out with, because again, this is kind of a scenario where there's no winners or losers. It's going to be hard to tackle this one way or another. So we'll see. I'm interested to see what he does, and we're interested to see where the Bulls end up at the end of the season for the draft lottery, because a lot of good talent in this pool. Really hoping I get to see an AJ DeBanza starting for the Chicago Bulls. That would make my century.
I want Boozer. That's all I want.
I know you want Boozer.
I just want Boozer.
I know.
I want to be back on the booze cruise.
I know you do. But time will tell. We'll see. Scotty B, you have prepared a special, different game for us to play. But before we get to that, you prepared one category for us. So this is kind of up in the air. Winner takes all. There is no tie. Correct. What is your category?
So there have been 13 players that have played for the Bulls in sometime in their career that have participated in the dunk contest. Can you tell me who they are? The NBA dunk 12. Contest. There was 13 players that have played.
They were Bulls at that time.
No. They sometime in their career they played on the Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
They didn't have to be there's 5 players that were Bulls at the time, but 13 have been a Bull at some point in their career, have been part of the dunk contest.
Sal's definitely going to win this, by the way.
I like this one. Go ahead, Dan.
For sure. I get the obvious one out of the way, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan. He was in it 3 times. He won it twice.
All right. Tyrese Thomas.
He was a Bull at the time, by the way.
Yeah, Tyrese Thomas.
I didn't know. That was his Wizards days.
Yeah, it was. It was his White Sox days.
Oh, okay. Space Jam.
Yeah. Tyrese Thomas was in 2007. That was the only time he did it. Was a Bull.
Zach LaVine
did it twice. He was not a Bull. He won both times, 15 and 16. The good old days when it was fun.
The last great dunk contest.
Modest Buzelis was a Bull last year. He lost.
Still is.
He lost because he got money to use a bad ball.
Forgot that he was in the dunk contest.
Nate Robinson did it. He did it 4 times. He won it 3 times. He is tied for the lead.
This is one that I'm saying this name because 2 things. I want to know if I remembered it correctly. Whatever. Brent Barry.
Brent Barry is not on this list.
Oh, he did play for the Bulls, I believe, at one point. Let me see. But go ahead, Dan.
Jason Richardson?
Yes, Sal.
Brent Barry played for the Bulls in 1999.
Was he in the dunk contest?
I believe he's a dunk contest winner.
I'm pretty sure he's won one. Or was that Chris Mullin? I might be thinking of Chris Mullin.
Dan, you were wrong.
Okay, I thought so. It was a shot in the dark.
Who did you say? Yeah, he won the slam dunk contest in 1996.
Rich, he wasn't on the Bulls, Dan. No.
Brent Barry.
Yeah, Brent Berry was on. Oh, so I missed him. Sorry, I missed him.
You're stuck on Jason Richardson.
Yeah, he was.
Jason Richardson was never on the Bulls.
In 2K, he was for me.
Yeah,
So this was for the win?
but you already won. With
No,
Brent
you already
Berry.
won.
Yeah, I
you
said
won with
Brent Berry before he got it wrong. You called
No,
me
I know,
wrong.
but like going back, you got
Okay,
it right, so therefore you
yeah.
win.
Yeah, you
Sal,
won.
you win.
All
Full
right,
stop.
cool. I want to see if
Do
I
you-
can
do you
fill
have
out the
another one?
roster.
Do you have another one?
How many did we have so far?
You
Steve Nash.
guys have 6 on my list.
That have won a dunk contest.
No, that
Okay.
have been in a dunk contest. You just have to be a
Just
participant.
been in it. They don't even have to win.
I don't think this is going to really speak terrible for my character here, but did Scotty ever participate?
Scotty was 1990.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't remember, but I vaguely, just a shot in the dark there.
Horse.
Because there for a while we were just picking up players that Mac McClung.
Mac McClung, he won it
Oh, yeah,
3
Mac
times in a
McClung.
row. He
I always forget about that guy.
by the way, I don't know if you saw, but right after the dunk contest, he put out a like YouTube or Instagram video of him doing like 4 new dunks that he's never done before, and they're all really good. Yeah, Mac McClung, 3-time winner. He's tied with Nate Robinson for the most wins.
Okay. That's 7. Oh, I kind of want to keep going, but I don't want to take up too much time.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard was never on the Bulls. This is recently.
One's
Hold
a
on.
current. Well,
That's
No.
Nick Richards?
Nope.
Derek Jones Jr.
Derek Jones Jr. did
Derek
do
Jones
it.
Jr.?
He did it twice. He
Forgot
won
that
it in
was on the
2020.
Bulls. Was it Yobs? Smith. Wasn't Jalen Smith? Was he the one that did the 2 balls and the 2? I have the roster out.
Jaden Ivey.
Jaden Ivey did not do the dunk contest.
Isaac Okoro?
No,
Really?
he won it. The guy won it
Simons?
too. Simons won it in 2021.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm a fan of Simons, and I didn't even remember that.
The guys you miss, DeMar DeRozan did it twice. He got robbed one year.
DeMar,
the year
I
he threw it off the side of the backboard, disgusting.
Yeah.
Drummond did it in 16. Kendall Gill did it in 1991. The ABA dunk this wasn't part of it. The first dunk contest was the ABA dunk contest in 1976. Artis Gilmore, George Gervin, and Larry Kennan were all in it. So 3 Bulls. And then Javante Green did the German dunk contest in like 2009 or something like that.
Doesn't
Okay.
count. That doesn't count.
All right.
No, but it was just like, I was just looking him up and it was like, yeah, he did the German
Hey,
one.
this-
Scotty B, you prepared another game for us. I'm interested in this. Please go ahead and explain kind of the rules and I guess I don't know how you win. It's not really a winner of this one.
No, I think this is more of people get to decide.
Yeah.
But
So if you're watching on YouTube right now, Scotty B is putting up a image of 2, count them 2,
is it showing?
Wheel of Fortune style things. One with a lot of selections, one with 4.
Yes.
Scotty B.
So something I stole off Instagram that I saw. But I'm going to have you guys basically build a starting lineup of one wheel is going to say a decade and another wheel is going to say a team. I want you guys to build the starting lineup. So each round, just pick one position.
And then is the chat. How about this? Should we let YouTube decide which one of us, me or Dan, wins?
Yes. But also sometimes I may have to re-roll because the 90s Pelicans weren't a thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
All right. Who wants to go
Dan,
first?
do you want to go first?
I'll go first. Fine.
Okay.
And here we go.
This is so nice. It's such a good drift.
The 2010s LeBron. Taking
Yeah.
LeBron. Taking Miami Heat peak LeBron.
That's a good pick.
You probably already won.
That's a good start. You know what's really funny is the team the one I watched, the guy had LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and he had the worst team.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just like the rest of his team was just so bad that it's just like it was ridiculous.
All right. Let's see what I got. And we're spinning. What is it going to stop on? Please be something easy. Atlanta
Jamal
Hawks
Crawford.
of the 2000s.
Taking your boy?
You know what would have been really funny? He could have picked Michael Jordan if it landed on the Wizards.
Did Sharif
It almost
Abdul-Rahim
did.
play?
It almost did.
Did Sharif Abdul-Rahim play in the 2000s?
Dude, the answer is obvious. Jeff Teague.
I'm not picking Jeff Teague. Not picking
Who are you
Jeff
picking?
Teague.
Josh Smith.
Sharif Abdul-Rahim. In 2002 to 2004, he played. I
Okay.
just fact checked it.
And what position was that?
I believe he was a guard.
What position did you put LeBron?
I'm sorry. He was a small forward, power forward. So throw him at power forward.
Power forward, Raheem. Dan, you tell me. What do you want? I put him at small forward, but you can move him around.
I want him at small forward. Forward.
But you may have to move him, but we'll see. Okay, we can make it as you lock it in. Let's do that. 90s Magic.
He's Magic.
Dude.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm taking Shaq.
You're not taking Penny?
Who would take Penny over Shaq?
Sal,
No,
I thought about it for a second. I was
Hardaway.
like,
You're already falling behind.
No disrespect, Mr. Hardaway, but
yeah, bro, I got peak Bron and Shaq. Not peak Shaq. I don't think it's peak Shaq.
Dallas Mavericks of the 2020s.
There's only one answer. Well, two, really.
Just give me Cooper Flag.
You're taking Cooper Flag over Luca?
Over Luca?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Luca. I apologize, Luca. There you go. I changed my answer. Dang.
Is he considered point guard, I guess?
Yeah, I'll put him at point.
Okay.
I'm saving my shooting guard for Mike.
What position did you put Shaq?
A point guard.
Okay. Yeah, 6 man.
Ooh. Dan?
20s Miami Heat.
I'll take Jimmy.
Jeez, dude.
Okay.
Shooting
At
guard?
the 2.
Yeah.
At the 2.
Damn, he's
Okay.
got Jimmy, Bron, and Shaq. There's no way I'm winning. And for me, we have was it
Dallas, man.
2000s
Mavs again.
Mavs.
I swear to God, Sal, if you don't pick.
He already used his power forward. Remember that. No, you still
put
have
him at
you have a
center.
small forward. You have a small forward. You could put Dirk at center.
You
if you
could
really
I'll
want.
put
Or
I'll put Dirk at what?
you have your shooting guard for Jason Terry.
I'm not putting the Jet at. I'm not putting the Jet at.
Oh, JJ. You want JJ? JJ
What is with the
Barea?
Mavericks? No, I don't want JJ Barea.
Who was their center at that time? Was that
Samuel Dallenberg.
King's legend?
Sal,
King's legend, Dan.
that's who you're picking?
No.
Bro, how are you not going to pick Lamar Odom?
I don't know. I'll put him on my all Kardashian team. How about that?
There you go. That's a deep roster.
We should do that. The Horns more the Rots starting 5 of Kardashians. With all due respect, 20s. This is the last one, right?
No, he's got 2.
All right, so move Bron to power forward, and I'll take Kawhi. Dude, Sal, I'm sorry.
It's luck of the
Yeah.
draw, man. It's like I've.
This team
That's
is
why I don't gamble.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's why I don't
Okay,
gamble.
Sal, which Mavericks player are you getting this time?
Yeah, no kidding. Let me guess. Like
Yeah,
he's
what
Washington
era?
Wizards.
He's Mavericks.
Ooh, and you
He's
don't
Rockets.
you can't.
I have a
Who you
shooting
getting?
guard.
You getting Kenny?
Clyde Drexler. Clyde
Good call.
Drexler.
Yeah. that's your
Wait,
son.
no. Hold on. Fact check
T-Mac?
me because I don't believe Drexler was. Yeah, Drexler played in the 90s for the Rockets. Yeah, I don't think he played into the 2000s actually. So yeah, Clyde Drexler.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because I already used my
But-
center, right? I
Yeah,
would have picked Hakeem.
That's what sucks is the dream would have been nice there.
So what do I have? Just small forward?
Yep, you have small forward. Dan has a point guard.
Who's Dan's point guard?
He's getting
You'll
Steve
find
Nash. He's
out.
gonna end up getting Steve Nash. I know it.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
swear
if
to
he
God, if it
gets
lands
the-
on the Suns.
There it is, 2010s. Pacers. Sorry.
I'm trying to think is that Collison?
Oh, there's a lot of good players. He's going to pick
Yeah,
his
you
boy
got
Darren Collison.
Collison, you got George Hill.
George Hill.
That's pretty much it.
you know,
Jeff Teague.
you could pick Monte Ellis and put him at point guard.
Dude, I would be pissed. He was in
I
the
don't think it was on.
2010s. He was.
Yeah.
Wrong. I'll put Darren Collison. Relax. I have LeBron. I have peak Bron, peak Shaq.
I'm not worried about your roster, dude. Let me tell you this, I'm
championship
not worried
winning
about it.
Kawhi.
Not worried about your roster.
All
Man, I
right,
have
so
Dirk. I have the LeBron.
You have
stopper.
a small forward.
I have a small forward. Let's see. 90s.
Pistons?
Grant Hill.
Yeah. That's a good pick.
Yeah. That is a great pick.
All right.
All right. So what's the final lineup for Dan?
All right. Dan has Darren Collison, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi, LeBron, and Shaq. It's a pretty
So unfair. And I
Yeah,
Zach-
got some stuff.
Sal, you got a decent team. You have Luca,
Yeah.
Drexler, Grant Hill, Raheem, and Dirk. You got a good
actually
team
when you put
too.
it like that.
you
have a
got a
good
pretty
team.
good team.
Actually,
you
when
have
you
a
put it
good
like
team.
that.
Unfortunately, you have Grant Hill after he got hurt.
I was gonna ask, like, when you pick Grant Hill, do you mean pre-injury or post-injury? Because that means a lot.
It really does. But that is actually a very fun game to play. Chat, We want to know who wins, Team Dan or Team Bass. Please leave it in the comment section down below who you felt won this game, and smash that like button if you want to see this game come back, because I want to see it. This is a fun game. We say smash
that like your burgers.
And speaking of which, gentlemen, before we conclude this one, take a time out of the day to say, if you're liking this episode and you want to hear more Horns Over Hoops goodness, please do like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that alert button to stay up to date with any and all of our great content. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please drop them in the comment section down below. Or if you just want to pop by and say hi to the guys, do that as well. Listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rate us and review us. It does great for us. But gentlemen, with that said, we've reached that sad part of the show where we got to say goodbye to the Bulls fans and the Horniacs. I know, I'm sad as well. Dan Gracie, what do you got? I actually have 2 bits of good news. So, but Dan Gracie, what do you got?
Not much. Right before we recorded, Scott sent me some bad news about a hobby that I've been heavily invested in. And all I'm really going to say is I'm so tired of these stupid tech companies and their stupid AI investing in it. I'm over it. Stop investing in it and start investing in, like, I don't know, maybe the consumer. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm also very tired today.
That's very depressed. Okay. Scotty B, what do you have?
Well, it was sad. I'm sad.
I don't have anything. I'm just
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Team USA women's hockey, man, they were so fun to watch. I'm so glad they won the gold. I almost got kicked out of my house because my wife is Canadian and she told me not to come home after that game. But
I have a quick question about the Olympics.
Yeah.
What happened with Team Canada with curling? Was it
so?
Did they find out that they were cheating?
They were. So
I know that they were.
The women's team actually got caught too. So basically, there's a certain point you're supposed to let go of the stone, and the guy still had his pointer finger on it. Yeah.
So did they get fined or anything?
I don't think so. I don't think anything happened other than a great clip of him telling the other guy to go F himself.
Switzerland.
Right on. For me, gentlemen and everybody, I alluded to in a few episodes prior that I had some good news and some big news, at least for me. And that is, I've been asked to accept a position as one of the new hosts of Bulls on Tap podcast. For those of you who are not familiar with it, I have been writing for Bulls on Tap. It's a great, or On Tap Sport Network for that matter. Great company. A lot of good guys in there. Just want to shout out a couple of them that I, you know, Alejandro, great guy, Tony, Ron, Duncan, Guilty, my goodness. That's the other part. Before I get into, I want to mention Guilty a little later, but they've asked me to co-host the Bulls on Tap podcast with Justin of the formerly Bloody Horns, now J Talks, who's I'm very excited to host that with him because he's a great wealth of knowledge of the game of basketball. We're 2 guys that have been watching basketball since the glory days of Jordan and really appreciate the game. So I'm excited to sit and talk more basketball. You get a double dose of Bass with just that much more class.
How long did you work on that?
It was a while. I'm like, what can I rhyme Bass with that isn't just ass?
He's giving you all
double
the
dose
sass.
of Bass with much more class, and I hope it's not ass. But while we're on the topic, I did mention Guilty. I'd like to take a brief moment to shout out Guilty because he runs the absolutely greatest Bulls Discord that there is out there. It's called the Bulls HQ. Everybody that we've met, that we've been guests with on the show, we've met through them, and he's just a positive, uplifting human being. Anytime that you do something, he is quick to give you your flowers and cheer you on and keep you going. And I feel like in a time where the Bulls community can be kind of divided, I do like that, you know, his positive attitude. It does keep everybody going. So shout out Guilty. I am working on trying to get him on this show here because I would love to do a sit down interview style like I did the episode prior. So shout out Guilty. You're the real MVP. So if you have not watched the episodes prior where we sat down with Hayes, please go check that out. That is getting to be one of my favorite episodes. Hayes, I can't say enough about that, man. Just one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Wealth of basketball knowledge, very well spoken, and he's always just a genuine human being. Go check that interview out. With that being said, gentlemen, I got some more work to do.
Hold on.
What do you got?
With you going to Bulls on Tap, you are sticking around here, right? You didn't specify.
No,
that.
I'm out of here, guys. I'm out. No, see you. Bye. Go.
It's done.
Good
It's
riddance.
just
See
Dan
ya.
and Scott
I did
show
my
now.
time. No, I'm definitely sticking around. No, this is my baby. We're going to the top with this one, so I'm not going anywhere. I love talking Bulls basketball so much that there's days where I want to record and I don't want to bother you guys, and I could make a video a day. You know, I really could. I don't get burnt out talking about the Bulls. It's fun. But then they've asked me to help them, and I was more than honored and flattered to be asked. So I'm excited to get to work. May I say my tagline now?
Yes.
Do you want to say it, Dan?
No, I'm okay.
You like it so much. Say it. No, go ahead and say it, Dan. Come on.
No, I don't want to. It's your thing. It's your thing.
It's our
You got
thing. All right.
I mean, it is, but I like it when you say it. It
Scott, do you want to say it?
brightens my day.
No. Okay. Well, then,
I'm
with
not
that
gonna
being
steal
said,
thunder.
Bulls fans, we encourage our Horniacs and our Bulls fans to keep their hoops high, but their horns even higher. Good night, everyone. And Dan Gracie's finally smiling again.